Hello, my name is Yenny, and I'll be talking about correctly implementing programs for college success. How has college impacted your life? Speaking to an audience of my peers, I wonder if you understand the impact of being here. Attaining a higher education greatly improves the lives of many, from financial security to social benefits. However, I'm sure you know the process of applying to attain a higher education can be very complicated. If attaining a higher education has many benefits, it is critical that we make receiving a higher education more transparent and attainable through policy and programs to guarantee student success. Having researched this policy program for the last couple of months and gone through the college admissions process, I will be talking about why this policy solution is the best path for the future. To understand the difficulty of the college going process, I will discuss the multi step and complicated college admissions process, how there are not enough resources implemented correctly to have the maximum effect on students, and what we can do to fix the high school to college pipeline. First, let me explain the process of applying to college, often multi step and complicated. The college going process is tedious and time consuming. Many students find it difficult to navigate, and many do not know where to look for help. According to the Post Secondary National Policy Institute, when talking about the reality of many first generation college students, many low income and online students face a myriad financial, academic, and social barriers to entering and completing college. Many low income and first generation students go to college not only to better their lives, but the lives of their families and communities. As shown, the earnings of an individual are much greater when receiving a degree compared to when no degree is received. According to a degree project study conducted by Brookings Senior Fellow in Education Policy, Doug Harris and his colleagues say that promise programs that aim to change high schools and their admissions process regarding college and provide financial resources are more efficient than those designed without the broader educational environment in mind. Many promise programs have both immediate and occurred impacts. Immediate being financial assistance and occurred being future involvement by past members to encourage new members to join and succeed. Harris highlights the success and impacts of a promise program that he researched. We can see the impacts and causes and outcomes of the program in this slide. He finds that in order for programs to work efficiently, they must avoid performance requirements and use free or reduced cost of college and financial aid to catalyze changes in high schools. In Nevada, we have the Millennium Scholarship for all entry students and the Promise Scholarship for entry students at community colleges, which is similar to what Harris studied. Speaking from personal experience and having received the Millennium Scholarship, it does help a lot with the cost of tuition. However, it is stressful to maintain the GPA requirement to receive the scholarship. If I lose the scholarship, I will most likely have to drop out because I will not be able to pay out of pocket for my schooling. My situation is what many students go through, which is why Harris argues that the GPA requirement should not be allowed because it puts already low performing students in a stressful place, which may even discourage them from achieving a higher education to begin with. On the other hand, they can be very helpful without the GPA requirement. Harris argues that such programs also have the potential to influence students when they are younger. If people know college will be free of charge when they're adolescents or teenagers, then they may work harder in school and become better prepared for college. The expectation of free college can better motivate students, specifically low income and minority students who feel like the system is set up against them. The financial stress of college is often what discourages students from attending college. This problem is in part due to the wrongfully implemented and handled college programs. While there are many programs in place that are meant to help students achieve a higher education and help with their success, they are not implemented correctly, which impedes on the success of students. There are many structural barriers when in college, such as not knowing what classes to take in order to receive your degree. Elizabeth Mann Levesky, a former Brookings expert, suggests that helping students navigate the college environment and connect their coursework to their lives can help solve the community college completion puzzle. Levesky suggests that community colleges should implement a guided pathways approach, which consists of clearly structured academic programs with coherent trajectories and extensive academic and career advising support. The same approach that Levesky suggests for college students can also be implemented in high schools with already existing college readiness programs. The slide shows the paths taken by high school students after they graduate. It shows how paths could shift if college costs are lower. Implementing programs that offer support for college tar- do not target gifted students. They target those who might traditionally face challenges in transition to college. This includes low income, first generation, and racial minorities. One program that I know of in Nevada is the TRIO Upward Bound program. It helps low income students get test prep material, test fees, and college application fees waived. It helps with completing FAFSA, applying for financial aid, and overall college guidance. However, one issue in many schools is that students do not know the programs are available to them, and they do not understand how much they can help financially. According to Marco L. Cameron and T. Austin Lacey, who two Brookings scholars, one-third of students who do not file a FAFSA would have been eligible for a Pell Grant and other need-based aid. Having programs like TRIO in schools allow students to access resources that they otherwise would not have known about, no matter how obvious they may seem. However, some drawbacks of programs like TRIO is that they are not accessible to all students. An application and certain citizenship status and is needed to enter. Despite the application and other requirements, they at times do not provide students with the resources they mentally need. Considering many of these students are first generation, there is more attention and guidance needed than those with parents who have gone through the process. Having these programs more available and properly implemented into schools like middle and high school helps students become more confident and ready for college planning and college attendance. According to Louis L. Jacobson, a Brookings scholar, instead of creating new programs with new obstacles, we must look at the programs we already have for college readiness and improve and implement them correctly. We must push for policies that implement programs efficiently for or allow for the restructuring of already existing programs in a way that has a positive effect on both students and school systems. Creating a traditional training program for high school counselors that help navigate through the college process can help increase college enrollment. Giving counselors and college programs more space to coincide will help with student access and opportunity. Lack of counseling does not allow students to complete the college application process successfully and does not allow them to learn about programs meant to help them succeed. Expanding access to high school and career counselors and increasing the number of counselors available would help with student reach and impact. Some of the resources, like college programs, are already in schools. They need to reach students successfully by expanding their access, counselors' recommendations, and overall school support. A list created by the Graduate School of Education of Pennsylvania University shows all the college programs across the country and their general goal and impact on students. We can take a look at these programs and find what works and what doesn't in order to create a successful program that can benefit many students. I talked about possible policy recommendations by other scholars and their thoughts on college readiness programs. We must take their advice in order to have a successful college completion rate. When we properly help students prepare for higher education, the retention and completion rate is much higher. We allow them to reap all the benefits of a higher education later in life. In conclusion, I have explained why the college enrollment process can be complicated to navigate, why there seems to be a lack of help around admissions process, and how restructuring programs can yield more positive results. It is imperative for policymakers and school boards to restructure college programs that do not yield high results and provide more college counseling and aid to guarantee student success and completion. With higher education yielding higher pay, improvement for social mobility, and social benefits, it is important to invest in a system that works. We must, however, restructure how we can help students get into the system in order to guarantee their success and completion. Thank you.